Good morning, dear devotees and friends. This morning, the Sunday morning, we'll be studying the Yoga Vasistha. Let us begin with that famous sloka. Dikkaladi anavachinna ananta chinmatra murtae swanubhuti ekamanaya Namah Shantaya Tejase. I salute the Supreme Brahman which is beyond all qualities, tranquil, above all limitations, the embodiment of infinite consciousness, and can be known only through the proof of one's own experience. We are in pursuit of Brahman. The Brahman is the ultimate. Brahman is everything. But at the same time, we can't understand that. Majority of the people, we can say that almost all people, barring one or two, we don't understand that everything is nothing but the consciousness. So this is a thing that some of the people, those who have realized the Brahman, they always wonder. Friends, the last Sunday we could not study because you know that we had a program in the World Parliament of Religions. In 1893, when Swami Vivekananda came, and as a part of the great program, the Columbian Exposition, there was a program called Parliament of Religions, where Swami Vivekananda came and he gave the talk, and it became so famous and very inspiring. So the Indian masses, whole India and subcontinent, they got the tremendous energy and they understood the reality, and they fought back and gained their freedom from the oppressions of the British rulers mainly. So that was the famous, that's why no Indian, even today, can forget it. It is always remembered because we are so grateful to that particular talk, that particular lecture. And that program, after 100 years, 1993, just celebrated to remember that great program. And then onwards, some of our Vedantic monks, particularly American brothers, so they took the initiative, and a team was formed, that is World Parliament of Religions, which is now working, and it is continuing every 3 years, alternate 3 years, that there is a program, they all come, and this time it was on virtual. I got that opportunity to present the Hinduism, and for 4 hours, in the morning 2 hours, and the afternoon again the 2 hours. The afternoon 2 hours, it was a recorded program where we wanted to show how the Hinduism is developing, the basic Hinduism, it is developing, and how the society, Hindu society, and then we took the viewers on the different, very famous, the pilgrim centers of India, like Amarnath and like that it ended in Belur Math, Dakshineshwar, Belur Math, and Ganga Sagar. Some of our Swamis, they gave the talk in there, brief talks explaining the importance of those places. Friends, I am happy to announce that that has been uploaded in the YouTube. If you go to our YouTube, Vedanta Society, Chicago YouTube, you can find that. That's very interesting. Many of the Swamis also appreciated that. So we were busy in the last Sunday for that program. And another program in the morning, there was another 2 hours program, and that was a panel discussion. It will be, because that was live, so it will be afterwards, maybe after a month or so, it will be uploaded. So maybe I will announce that time. Now, because of that, we couldn't continue, we couldn't read, but we can remember that we were discussing Ajagrat swapna nidrasya yatte rupam sanatanam chetanam vishuddham cha tanmayo bhava sarvada. The Guru Vasistha, he was teaching his disciple Sri Rama, and he was mentioning the, O Rama, this waking and dream and dreamless condition, it is not the real. Be always aware of your eternal, very pure, real nature. Don't get confused by the three stages, that is waking, dreaming and deep sleep. Friends, this is the way the Advaita Vedantin, they try to understand the reality. What is the reality? Consciousness. And that consciousness all-pervading. And instead of consciousness, they have given a Sanskrit name that is called Brahman. The Brahman means all-pervading consciousness and constantly expanding. That is the Brahman. Now, this Brahman is beyond, as in the beginning all the time, every class we chant, it is beyond time, space and causation. And because it is beyond time, space and causation, it is not possible for us to explain about it. It has no form, and we have given a name, that much. It has no name, it has no form, it has no place, and it has no time bound. So obviously, this is the Brahman, which is the truth, which is the root of creation, but we don't know. And because we don't know, we are suffering. Instead of the Brahman, which is consciousness, we have closed that, we have covered that, it's better to use the word covered that, with our ignorance, which is again the power of the same Brahman, which has been termed as Maya. We covered that consciousness and superimposed this world, the world of name and form. And so many varieties, every day it is increasing, different type of, and so many challenges, so many joy, and all short-lived joys. One famous king came, he was a great conqueror with thousands of his followers, soldiers. He marched and then he killed another thousands and the millions, and its name was in the history. He was a great king. What that great king did? Killed. That's all. So just because the physical, and afterwards what happened to that great king? He also passed away, died. And then all these things have been changed. Whom he was killing, torturing, now they are ruling over there. Like history goes on. We don't learn it from there. Why? Because again, that particular power of the Brahman is controlling our mind. And mind loves to dream, loves to think, loves to be engaged in the false different type of things. We call it Jagat. So how to prove the consciousness? You know, as a student of Vedanta, they will always say that the avastha traya, avastha, condition, traya, three, shakshi. Avastha traya, we have to go beyond that three condition. What is the three condition? Waking. Now we are all awake. And we know what is this waking condition. The body and the mind and everything is alert. So I am very much alert. Second is dream condition. So I am sleeping. So when I am sleeping, I am dreaming. In the dream, again there is another world. In the waking, with body and mind, I have a world. And when I am sleeping, without body, with mind, I have a world. And the third condition, without body, without mind, I still survive. That means the without body, without mind, I can survive. Here is the point. The Vedantin will say, look at it. Without the body also, without the mind also you can survive. Proof, your dreamless sleep, deep sleep. So very scientifically. And know that somebody has said so we are following, not like that. Everyday experience. That's why they said how to understand the Brahman through your own experience. They're very scientific. That's why the whole world is now accepting the Advaita Vedanta, because it can give the reason. Now, when the body is not there, I am surviving. When the mind is not there, I am surviving. Body, mind, without that also I am surviving. The proof is our deep sleep. And in the deep sleep, when from there I come back, I am fresh, I am happy. That means without the body, without the mind, there is some source is there which can give the happiness. Every day almost we go to that through our ignorance, without knowing, without understanding. We go over there, come back happy. Now the Rishi said, why don't you understand that? So they said the fourth, Chaturtham, the fourth stage, go beyond that even. And knowingly sit for meditation, withdraw your senses, go into yoga nidra. Nidra means the sleep. Now you are going into the yoga nidra. That means you are forgetting the world all around you through the yoga, knowingly controlling your mind. Then you are reaching to that condition that is called fourth, the Turiya condition. These are the terminologies. In the Turiya condition, what we get? Joy, happiness, bliss. And that is the reason every time we are pursuing. And when we go over there, then the world becomes tasteless for us. We don't like this world. So the Rishi is telling, oh Rama, always remember your real nature and don't be deluded and influenced by the waking, dreaming and deep sleep. Continuing the same tune the Guru is telling, it is the verse number 8 in the 7th chapter. Ma bhava grahya bhava. Atma grahaka atma cha ma bhava. Ma bhava grahya bhava atma. Again, grahaka atma cha ma bhava. Here ma means no, negative. Please don't. There is a do not become an object or the perceiver of the object. I am looking at it, I am enjoying, I am seeing. So that is also not there. That is the mind. And the object, the Vishaya, the Vastu, the naturally other people. So don't become like that. Oh, this is Sri Ramachandra. He has this form. He is so powerful. This is his color. And he is wearing this type of dress. And he is having a bow and arrow. Don't become an object. You are becoming the object. Don't become that object. And you also don't become that perceiver of the object. No. Then what happened? Bhavana akhilam taktva yatmaya tatmaya bhava. Which is your real nature? You become that. Bhavana akhilam taktva. All these ideas. Oh, look at these so many forms and all. There's a beautiful, there's a ugly, there's a educated, there's uneducated, rich and poor. So many varieties are there. And when you look at that, then so many varieties of thoughts are also coming. Some people, they will develop a method and they think, oh, I am reaching over there, and they are all fanatic. This is the only path you should have to follow. But it is not like that. Every individual can develop his own method to reach to this ultimate truth. Anyone, anywhere, any time. That is the uniqueness. It should be the universal process. That is religion. Why religion only for some type of people, a group of people, only one place? One type of dresses should be there, one type of food should be there, one type of prayer should be there, one type of behavior. Why? It's not a military academy or a school that we have to go with this type of school uniform and all. Anyone in any way they can go. And ultimately where they are reaching? The knowledge. What is that knowledge? Knowledge of oneness. And what happens after reaching to that? Fear goes away. I am going to die. I am going to lose. All those fears are gone. When someone is very beautiful, his fear is, I may lose the beauty someday. When one is rich, his fear is, I may lose the wealth someday. When someone is very educated, his fear is, I may forget all this knowledge someday. So always fear, 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 fear. Every time, every step, the fear is going on. So that is the reason, abhayam, there is no fear. Why? I am only changing my body. If I need, I can take up any body. But I am the consciousness. I am the master. I am changing the horses on which I will ride. That is maybe someday white, maybe black. Any horse I can choose. But I am the master. I am riding. This type of understanding is called knowledge. In Vedanta, it says, first is, go beyond that Jagrat, Sapna, Susupti, in the whatever the experiences you are having in the waking stage, or the experiences in your dream stage, or without dream also whatever, forget about that. Go beyond that because you are eternal. Second, it says, Mahabhava Graiha Bhava Atma. Don't become an object. Second, Grahaka Atma cha Mahabhava. And don't become a perceiver of that object. Then what? Bhavana Akhilam Taktva. And give up all those ideas, Yat Maya, Tat Maya Bhava. Which is your absolute nature, become that. Which is the absolute nature? Consciousness. And full of joy. So they have given us, the rishis, after the realization, it is impossible, not difficult, it is impossible to describe the Brahman. Because it is subjective knowledge, you have to realize yourself. No one can help you in that way. There are some processes you have to purify your mind, that always they say. Manashuddha Karana. What is the Manashuddha Karana? We will come to that. This purity of the mind. So when it is possible, immediately you reach to that place where you know what you are. And there two things happen. You are full of joy and no fear. That is exactly, we like to have that. That's why, what is the civilization? Spirituality. Swami Vivekananda said, wherever the spirituality is more manifested, that is called the civilization. Just having some beautiful buildings or some good hotels, or some swimming pools and these and that. Is that civilization? No. Civilization means the ultimate reach of that, where all people are free and all people are happy. That is the beauty, that we are completely free from the fear. How it is possible? Because we know ultimately the truth, the knowledge, that I am the one, and whatever has manifested over all around it, it is just me only in different form. In the Vaishnava Shastra they say, Yatra yatra netra pare, tatra tatra Krishna sphure. They also see the one in many different things. Yatra yatra, wherever. When I look at a tree, I see Krishna. When I look at a bird, I see Krishna. In everything is nothing but the Krishna. That means the one. But they say Krishna because in the duality, that is that way it is, they feel that this is the way it is good. They can concentrate. But the same thing, the knowledge of oneness. And in the non-dual form, it is that consciousness, I am. So it says, so do not become an object. Do not enjoy an object. You always remain in your own self, which is the Brahman. In the 7th chapter of the Yoga Vasistha, the Guru Vasistha is constantly going on telling Sri Rama, and same truth, same teaching, in different words and different expressions. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also used to say the same, because truth is one. So naturally, in different way, the sages are giving the expression. You must be hearing so many Swamis and the scholars, they're explaining, expounding the text and all. Then what is happening? Same thing they're expressing in their own way. That's all. So nothing new. That is the same old Brahman or God, but the expression they will be telling in different way. And all gods are going, ultimately going and meeting in the one. Why we fight and why we are so eager that their religion is bad, our religion is good? Why we say like that? Because of the ego and misunderstanding, and mainly because of the socio-political, economical condition. That is the reason and nothing else. Religion is all same. Religion is nothing but the process that makes a brute unto man, man unto God, that Swami Vivekananda said. If that is not there, that is not a religion. It should be helping the people, those who are very selfish type of cruel people, they like to live for themselves. The religion or this really education will help him to develop the sympathy and the feeling for others. That is the human mind. And from there, it will transform full of love. There will be no difference. Oh, this is my sister, I love her. And that is another, no, I don't care about her. Nothing like that. It will all family. The whole world is my family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is spirituality. The whole world becomes my family. I feel for them. Maybe they are speaking different language, different tongue. Maybe their cultures are different. But I feel for them. So this is the way we have to understand. What this culture means, slowly, slowly, through different way, we come to this. That is called culture. And the culture means the ultimate development of the knowledge of Brahman, the knowledge of oneness, the knowledge of unity. And in exchange, what I get? Eternity. I get eternal joy. So that it is the teaching and our Yoga Vasistha is giving. And he says, addressing Sri Rama as Mune. Why Mune? Mananshila. Those who can discriminate. There are many people, they don't like to discriminate. They don't like to think because their thoughts are jumbled up with so many other things. The truth is not penetrating over there. They cannot understand. Moreover, the ego is so much, they think, I have understood everything. And all about God and the spirituality and religion, it's all bogus. This is for the weak minds. They think in that way. So that is okay. If they are happy with that, let them be happy. There's no problem. Here is Muni means the Mananshila. What is that Mananshila? Understanding. Not only understanding, capacity to discriminate. When someone is telling something, you have the capacity to understand the subtlety of that. And different situation, different way, the people are giving different type of advices. The one should be capable to understand that. Majority of us, we want the engagement. So we go to the holy places and it's an engagement. We are walking for 7 days and then going and taking a deep in the very chill water, and then somehow going over there, and in a big line, all crowd, then we go, somehow we can throw some flowers at the feet of that God from whom we are very satisfied. Because all the time we were busy, engaged. It is all physically, isn't it? The physical level, when we are, and the mind is also in turmoil, but we are thinking, oh, we have done a great spiritual pursuit and I am now a spiritual man. Sometimes some people, they will say, if you visit a particular place, then you become a holy man. Just visiting that particular place. Those who are there every time, those animals are also there, birds are also there, reptiles are also there in that holy place all the time. Are they all holy? This discrimination, this vichara, what is that holiness? Just by dipping in the pure water, Ganga water, as the Hindus they believe, or Jordan water, as the Christians they believe, or Jam water, as the Muslims they believe, you can have the faith, no problem. But afterwards, is that person transformed? Is he a better person? Is he thinking for others, helping others, considering for others? That is the religion. Religion is a process that makes a brute unto man a loving, a considering, and very well understanding person, and man to God. God is full love and unselfishness. So he is telling, oh Muni, he is addressing his disciple Sri Rama as the Muni. He says, Sankalpam evana sankalpayet, manasaiva mano mune, chitva swa atmani tishtha, tvam kim etabati dushkaram. He says, O Rama, you are intelligent and man of discrimination. It won't be difficult for you to practice, to control the desire in your mind. Kim etabati dushkaram. Is it so difficult for you to control your mind, to control your desire? It is not, because you have that capacity to understand. You have the capacity to judge. You have the capacity to choose which is correct and which is wrong. When that capacity is there, sometimes most of the people, they close that capacity. They don't have that capacity. And if they are guided by a good person, very good. If they are guided by a bad person, they will all become bad. So the human hate, the Kali Puja is coming. The Hindus, they always, the beautiful idea they present through the images. What is the goddess Kali? They show a mother, a lady, and she is having the human skull as the garland. And in the left hand, upper left hand, she is having 4 hands, upper left hand, she is holding a sword. And also in the lower left hand, she is holding a shivered head, human head. But the right hand is very benign and very good. She is giving the abhaya, you need not to be afraid of. And the bara, whatever you ask, whatever you pray, that will be given to you. So bara abhaya, that is there in the right hand side, both the hands. And left, that, what is that? Is the mother cutting the heads of the people and then keeping those heads as a garland? How it is possible? No, that is the symbol. Human head is the symbol of power, and that is very precious. So the nature, the mother which is nature, the Prakriti, which is the power of God, so she is connected with the Lord Shiva. Shiva is not active, that's why he is lying down like a dead body. And Shiva's power is active, standing on the chest of the Lord Shiva. It's not the male or female, it's the same power manifesting in 2 different ways. One, the knowledge, not active. Another, activated knowledge. This activated knowledge is Ma Kali. And why she is like that? Because she is producing, creating, sustaining and dissolving. The three works she is doing. So she is the mother form. And this is the way, if we understand, even a jackal sitting below and looking at the mother, asking for the flesh and blood, mother is not giving. Why? That this is the knowledge. It is not for eating anything. This is the symbol, friends. If we can understand the Mother Kali, whom we call Mother, can she be so cruel to cut the heads of her own children? She is the creator. The human being may be devilish. Can she kill them like that? No. Transforming them. So this is the knowledge. The human skull is the knowledge. And when we stop thinking, when we just whatever people are dictating, someone from somewhere, they come and dictate and we follow, and regimented party, regimented team. What is this regimentation? That means you are taking away all the freedom. It cannot be. So freedom should be there, freedom to think, freedom to behave accordingly. So here the Mune is a great word. Mananshila. Each and every individual should be Muni, should be the thoughtful person. Whatever you listen, whatever you read, whatever you hear, whatever the experiences, analyze that, understand that. Is it going to help me to proceed towards the goodness? Am I going to get the eternal peace by this? Am I going to hurt or create problem for others by this type of words or actions? Then I am shunning those. If my words are going to hurt others, no, I won't say that. In the spiritual life, we should not do that. In the politics, in the other things, I don't know, whatever you think, you can do. But then if you are interested in developing the spiritual life, then these are the things. You have to control your tongue. No, I am not going to say any wrong words which will hurt others. I am not going to think negative way for others. I am not going to do anything which is going to hurt others or create problem for others. Never. So kayika, vachika, manasika. Through words, through thought, and through physically, I am not going to do any wrong to anyone. That is spiritual practice. Just not eating these or that, or not drinking water, that is good, you can control. That gives the strength in the mind. But that is not the ultimate thing. Ultimate thing is to have the control over the mind. So that is why the Guru is telling, Mune sankalpam eva na sankalpa et manasaiva mano mune. What is the? O Rama, you are intelligent enough. Do not make any resolution. Why? To accept sankalpam or not to accept or reject. Na sankalpa et. You must cut the desire from your mind and remain in your real self. Cut the desire from your mind. No desire should be there. So when I sankalpa means I am promising to do something. That's called sankalpa. When I am promising to perform, I am promising to do something, that is called sankalpa. And when you are practicing the ultimate spirituality, that is Advaita Vedanta, there should not be any sankalpa. Whatever comes. One of our Swamiji, I always remember him because in our formative period he was a great guide. Swami Ananyananda ji was the president of the Advaita Ashram, the very learned person and wonderful person. He was so loving, caring. So he used to say, don't seek, don't shun. That should be the motto of the life. Don't seek. So I want this, I want to do that, I want to go over there. Don't seek. There is no desire. Don't shun. Then the opportunity has come and something has been offered to you. No, I don't want this may disturb me. Nothing like that. Okay, no problem. So don't seek, don't shun. Whatever comes before you, just perform that. That is called Vedantic way of spiritual practice. The Advaita Vedanta, they don't do any, as I said before also, any ritualistic worship. Or they don't meditate in that way. The pure Advaitic thought is completely different. It's very difficult to understand them because they are constantly thinking in a very positive way. And they are only living on that thought. Every moment they are analyzing their activities, their thoughts, and by that way rectifying them. So here, with the torch of light, we are following the steps of the Guru Vasistha, along with Sri Ramachandra, his very dear disciple. And we are following the path of knowledge. And in that path of knowledge, we should not mix up the duality, non-duality. We are now discussing the path of knowledge. So obviously it says, this is not very difficult for you, a person who has the discrimination capacity to control your mind. Kim etabadi dushkuram. Dushkuram, is it very difficult? He is asking. It's not. So what is that? Sankalpa and na sankalpa. Give up that. The sankalpa means I want that is a sankalpa. I don't want that is a na sankalpa. So this we have to, the rejection and the acceptance, nothing should be there. Mind is free. It's clear. Whatever comes, it's okay. So this is the way, if you can, then only you can reach to your real self. Why people suffer? If we analyze, why we are suffering, why people are suffering, is very clear. And if we look back and analyze, what is the source of my suffering? There is no person, no one in this world who is not suffering. For some, this or that, some this reason or that reason, a little bit of sufferings are always there. And that desire is the main cause. Now there are very pure souls are also there who are the monks and the nuns and the holy people. They also suffer. Why? They have the desire. What is the desire? To see God, to realize Brahman. That is the desire. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, these won't come to in that package of desire. Why? It is not binding you. This is only desire for the self-realization. This type of desire is good. But still, if we are not discussing about that, that desire also gives the suffering. I am not getting the vision of God, I am not hearing the voice of God, I am not progressing in spiritual life. All these also tormenting. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life, those who have read, you know, every day he used to rub his face on the bank of the Ganga and used to cry, Mother, another day is past, I couldn't see you. So that type of, but the other problems are in the world. I need the attention, I need this, I need that. So many hundreds and thousands of desires are there. Some are very expressed, some are very subtle. But desires are there. When those desires are not fulfilled, we suffer. So this is the problem. The suffering is not the cause of the other. The suffering is the cause of me and my desire. Unfulfilled desire causing the suffering. So how to the people fulfill desire? First is the body, through physically. The body and mind, of course. So the cause of suffering, desire. How to fulfill that? Through the body and the mind. So these are the two things. The mind is creating, thinking the desire, and the body is also supporting that and trying to physically get it and then the satisfaction comes. Body is nothing but mind. So the body is just like a machine, and mind is utilizing that machine, the body, to fulfill the desire. Hence, the teaching is, the Rishi Vasistha is telling, Kah taba ayam jado muka dekho bhavati raghava yat artham sukha dukkhyavyam avasha paribhuyate. The 7th chapter, 10th verse of the Yoga Vasistha Sara, it says, Kah taba ayam jado muka dekho bhavati. Now he is telling the problem with the body and the mind. But O Rama, O Raghava, this time he is addressing him as a Raghava. Raghu, the clan, so Raghava. O Rama, think what is this body? Jada. This is inanimate. Jada means like the stone, like the wood, inanimate. And that's why when we are leaving, we can't bear little heat. We go into AC, air-conditioned rooms. But the same body which can't bear that little heat is burned. And there's a huge fire, and that body is left over there to burn, just like other woods. So there's jada. And also mukha, it is dumb. It has no feeling. It can't feel, the body can't feel. Now, what relation you have with this body? He is asking. Yat artham, just for this body, you are under the control of happiness and sorrow, sukha dukkha bhyam. Just because of this body which has no life, which is dumb also, and you are connected with this body, and for that you are suffering, sometimes little happiness, sometimes the misery. Why? The beautiful question, the Vedantic question, the Advaita Vedanta is giving the constantly inspiring one to think very positive way. And if we understand that, then it becomes easy. The physically, all the time, whatever, all look at around, we all the time are trying to get the joy. Sometimes we go for drinking or taking the narcotics and going here, there. I really feel so sorry for the young people. I don't know why there is no others to guide them. Just because of that, they think, oh, it's a great experience. And the moment they go and take that once, and slowly, slowly, all their thoughts that goes away, and they become intoxicated to that and ruining their whole life. Why? A little physical joy, that's all. For little time, the physical joy, and they are thinking the great joy I am having. No, just you are thinking in that way. It is nothing like that. So this is the way we have to understand. This body which is binding us is nothing but an inanimate and a dumb thing. Now, there are some type of meditation, and I developed a process that is called Prabhu Dhyanam. In that Prabhu Dhyanam, maybe I'll be teaching it. I was having the discussion, they are requesting me again and again. The Hindu temple of Lemond, maybe from the next year, March, we may start. So the beginning, we have to understand our body. When you are sitting in the meditation, to try to go inside your body. What is there? A bone structure, and then the marrows, then the blood vessels, then this flesh, and the skin covering the whole thing. Is this my body? I don't know why the doctors, they are constantly working with that, and how they can get attached to this type of bodies. But this is the body, this horrible thing. And we get so much attached to that. A little skin difference and we are either liking or hating. A little skin difference, nothing else. So this is the way we have to understand, friends, those who are really striving to realize the Brahman, for them this is very, very important. So we have to first give away all attachment for the body. It doesn't mean that we have to, we should not bathe, we should not use the some cream at the time of the winter. And in Chicago, the winter is approaching, it is so severe, you have to apply. That is necessary. That is nothing. But, once you are attached to these, then is the problem. And for these we always, so he is telling, Kah taba ayam, how you could have that. So what is this? How it is so much associated with you? How you can love? What is that? Jada, mukha, deho, bhavati. This jada and mukha, deho, how it became so attached to you. And you were completely different. You were the consciousness. And why you were so much attached to this body? After the death, many people, it says that they can't leave that body. All the time they hover over that, they like to come back to that body, like to enter into that body. So at least 10, 13, 14, 15 days, the departed soul, they try to enter into that body. It's so difficult. But the yogis, those who have practiced this discrimination, just immediately after the death, when their body, they leave the body, they never look back. They go away. So this is the difference. We have to understand. That's why they said Muni. In the first, he is asking the Ramachandra, addressing as Muni. You have to understand, discriminate, vichara. You have to judge. So why I am so much attached to this body? For this body only everything. So he is telling, what is this? Indirectly, Guru is saying to be free from this bondage of the body. What is this bondage? Aham mama iti. When you say I, we always indicate this body. And then mama is mine. We indicate the relation that is having with the body. This is my family, this is my position, this is that. Aham mama iti. This is and this aham is called Ahamkara, the ego. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, Ami mole ghuchive janjal. He went to the root. And the decision is, if you can somehow overcome that, you can control the ego. What is this ego? Associated with this body and mind only. And the moment you are associated with this body, obviously all the objects are also associated. So that's why he is telling, that is why we are in bondage. Cause of bondage, association with the body. And what is the body? It's a dumb, it is inanimate thing, just like the wood. So sometimes the children, in the very small kids, they get so much associated with the doll. Without the doll, they don't like to go anywhere. It's just like that. When you grow up, we always carry a doll, a wooden doll. That is, we should not say wooden, the flesh and blood doll. What is that? That is the body. And this, I always feel this is me. As the small kid playing with the doll is thinking that it is also behaving like this, it's feeling sleepy, they should go to sleep. I'm also feeling like that. But this body has nothing to do with that. The moment we understand this and disassociate with the body, what happens? Purity. The body is the main cause, body along with the mind is the main cause of association with the objects of this world. And the objects of this world, in Sanskrit they say, Nama Rupa Jagat. The name and form, that is the whole universe. And when we are associated with that, we suffer. But when you disassociate with that, we are happy. So that is the teaching of the Vedanta. In the verse 11, this is our Yoga Vasistha, he says, to emphasize the ugliness of the body with which we become so much attached, said, "You are pure consciousness, and this body of yours is full of flesh, blood, and filth." So, how this can be only a relation between these two? You are pure, you are the consciousness, and this is full of filth. How it came in contact? Knowing this truth, how it is that you are not giving up the attachment, not jihasi kim. That is the 11th verse, it says, not jihasi. Jihasi means giving up. So, not jihasi kim. Why you are not giving up? Those who are following the path of knowledge, this is their practice. Every time they will go on. That's why it is so difficult. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is mentioning, and the Sri Ramakrishna is also mentioning, it is really, really difficult because we are so close. Then what we should do, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, for ordinary people who won't be able to have this type of discrimination, living in the body, not getting associated with the body and mind, you imagine how difficult it is. So, what we should do? We should turn it towards God. More firiye dao. That is a unique teaching of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. You must turn it towards God. I am this body. This is nothing but a machine in the hand of God. Tumi ami jantra, tumi jantri. Jamon chalao temni choli. I am the machine and you are the driver. As you drive, I just go like that. So, by that way, the dualist, they pray. But the non-dualist has no God. There is no one before him or her. So, what they should do? Discrimination. And here it says, knowledge of Brahman is achieved the moment one give up the physical attachment. That is called mana shuddhikarana. The mind becomes pure. How? When from the mind the attachment with the body goes away. What is this attachment with the body? That means attachment with the worldly things. The moment it goes away, everything, the whole mind is nothing but pure. So, that is called manashuddhikarana. And in the 12th verse, the Guru Vasistha is telling, Etabata eva devesha paramatma abhagammate kashta loshta samattena deha ayam abhagammate. The knowledge by which one can understand that this body of ours is like wood or a clump of clay helps that person to realize Brahman. Same knowledge. When we can understand that this body is nothing but this is the way the substance, and that knowledge immediately gives us the realization of the Brahman. So, only this much. When we are thinking, the thinking this way, only our association with the body, and body means only not my body, association with all the objects of this world, that is the cause of my bondage. I cannot realize God. I cannot understand Brahman. So, that is the main problem. The moment I can overcome that, give up that association with this body and go to immediately, I need not to go to the consciousness. The moment I give up this happens. Realization of Brahman happens. There was a light. I couldn't see that because there was a wooden curtain was there. The moment I removed that, the light is there. After the removing, I need not to go and search for the light and put the bulb over there and put on the switch to see the light. No, it is already there. And that is a different type of light, is always glowing. So, that is there constantly, only we can't see because of our association with the, as it says again, kashta, loshta, samattena deha. As like the wood or the clump of clay, this body. So association with the body, if we can, give up. What is bondage? The cause of suffering? Attachment to the worldly objects. And the most nearest and the dearest object is our body. The whole world we are enjoying through our body and mind. So it says, when one can understand that this body for which one is so attached is just like wood or clay, one can detach the mind from that object. His own body, that is known as, when we can clean that mind, manasuddhata, the purification of the mind. Blessed are those who are pure in heart. What is that purity? Those who are not attached to the worldly things. How it is possible when there is no ego? And what is that ego? I, which is connected with this body and mind. See? So step by step if we go, then as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, remove the I, the ego, and you get the realization. The purification of the mind. The moment the mind becomes pure, that very moment the light of Brahman is glowing. Friends, we will conclude over here. It is time now, and we'll read again the next Sunday from verse 13. Thank you.
So the first question is from Shopon Chatterjee. He is asking, sometimes suffering comes without any desires. How many innocent children are suffering from starvation / malnutrition in this world? What might be the reason? Shopon Babu.
Shopon Babu, again, yes, we can say that is a very good point that you have raised. But here we will go back to the theory that is called Karmapala Theory. The same moment, two child born, one in a very rich family, another in a poor family, right from the birth, he or she is suffering. Is there no cause? The effect must have a cause. Without the cause, there is no effect. So that is called Karmapala Theory. We can answer only in that way, I think. Thank you.
Srima Viswas is asking, when a person thinks negative, what should we do?
The person's thinking negative, if that is related with you, try to avoid that person. Try to keep distance on that. And whether I am thinking negative, that I have to understand, I have to rectify myself. But when somebody else is thinking negative, I cannot stop that. But I will do as I am doing, and someday I can hope he or she who is thinking negative way about me will understand me. But not to be disturbed with that thought, it is better to keep the distance. That's all.
The next question is from Anupam. He is saying, how can we get rid of negative energy?
Anupam, just now as I gave that, you must have got the answer. The negative energy means some people who are constantly thinking in a negative way about you. So that is called negative energy. Or maybe thinking always something not positive about the society. It's better to avoid them. That is called the asat sangha. Asat means in this negative way. Asat sangha, you must shun, you must give up. Then you are not influenced by that. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was very careful about reading the newspaper also. So he used to say to his disciples, be very careful. If possible, avoid it. Most of the time, it is a fabricated news they are giving. Most of the time, it is not correct news. So that gives some impressions. Someone from somewhere say, nowadays you need not to read the newspaper. There's in your phone only they will send, whether you want it or not. Some of your friends will say, oh, something has happened there, these are happening, that happening. and that agitates your mind. So we have to be careful. Friends, I will say, those who are sincere in spiritual path, these are the talks that we are giving and the discussion that we are doing, this for those who are sincere in the spiritual path, for them. Those who are in the society they like, of course they can go, that is their freedom is there. Only for those who like to purify their mind, and to purification means detaching from the object. I think it is now clear. So for them only we have to understand this way.
Swapnali is asking the next question. When a person has the desire and the motto to serve humankind, it also brings him tears, suffering, and sometimes disappointment. Even selfless activity can bring huge suffering in his life. How to deal with that?
Or look at the life of Swami Vivekananda. So he sacrificed his whole life for the humanity, particularly the young man of 30 when he came to America, and he was talking only about the India. He was reintroducing the India, the glorious India with the West. But the Indians, and they are so close to him, they were criticizing him. They were sending the letters to those people with whom he used to live as guest, and constantly telling he is not a Brahmin, he is not a monk, he is a loose character, and so many things. What Swami Vivekananda did, he only prayed for them. So this will be there. The Jesus was trying to bring the happiness, and for those people for whom he was, he never wanted anything. But even then those people misunderstood him and killed him. But even then, those who killed, where are they? Nobody knows. But Jesus is leaving. Even after 2000 years we are celebrating his birthday. Though we are not sure whether that was the birthday, but still fixing a date we are celebrating, remembering, and that is called Amritattva. We are inspired by Swami Vivekananda. Where are those people who criticized him? So if you are genuine, then don't bother about this. That, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said in the beginning, that suppose you are doing good, but misunderstanding the people, the whole world against you, what you will do? The Swami Vivekananda, quoting a Hindi couplet, he said, "Hathi chale bazaar mein, kutta bhoke hajar." When an elephant is moving, all the stray dogs, they will be barking. No care for that. So if you are truly dedicated, don't care for all this criticism. You know within your heart that you are trying to help them. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Good questions. And I appreciate that you are very attentively, sincerely listening to this talk, and that encourages me. Very good. Thank you. And happy Deepavali advance, because Deepavali is in the next month, and happy this Kali Puja also. But before that, maybe we'll have another Sunday. So let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat.